Hey guys, it's me again. If you're hoping to see a haul video, that'll be next week on the channel. And this is only going to be exclusive to YouTube. So it's a nice rainy night, and with a nice rainy night, I gotta tell a story. You know, story with the old deal wolf, if you may say. So in 2017, uh, I actually helped out a small convention, small medium sized convention, Nittany Comic Con. And at Nittany Comic Con, there was a very special guest at Nittany Comic Con at that time. It was the legendary Chris Claremont. So while I was helping out and standing around and guarding things and looking at Chris's line, it was the most funniest thing. He would sit there. He would start sharing stories why signing autographs at the line, and everybody's leaning forward because they want to hear the story. I'll put it this way: Chris is a masterful storyteller. He's got that style. He's got that charisma. Hey, he even at the time, my owner's daughter, who was at the time very small at the time. Now she has her own kid. Believe it or not, my niece. Anyway, she would be sitting there and she would talk to Chris all the time, not even knowing how who he is or who he was or how big it was just Chris to him. It was just Chris to him, and she found him exciting and stuff like that. And I remember the one time my shop owner Tracy would tell me, she's like, she would get ruffled at the show and go, I'm gonna go sit with Chris, and it was something. It was magical. It was magical. But what happened after the convention? Convention ended at 5 at that time. We had a buffet. We had a buffet. We invited the other artists and writers that were there. I forget who all was there, but Chris was there, and we had a buffet. We sat down. I talked to people, chatted with people about current artists and artists that are no longer with us today. And like I said, after we ate, Chris stands up with a microphone and he starts telling the wonderful stories that he's been telling all through the day. But he tells a couple of news stories. I don't remember too many. I don't remember too many of them. One of them was something about the Hulk, and somebody wrote in the Marvel that well, the Hulk can't jump that far or something like that, and kind of embarrassed Chris there. But one story, and I believe it was the last story he told, really stuck to me. It's about an artist, a writer, artist, mostly an artist that a lot of people have put down because of his artwork, of his thing. But I remember this story so vividly. It seemed like yesterday. And the artist I'm talking about is this man who's on the 9/11 tribute issue of Amazing Spider-Man 36, John Romita Jr. And so this is how the story goes. John, we all know John Sr., how he contributed to Amazing Spider-Man. He was, I believe, editor chief. His wife was in another position of power, and there's John Jr. John Jr. wanted to write. Now I want to say wanted to draw books, but his dad and mom said no. We're not going to give you Easy Street. We're not going to give you a free hall pass. You got to do this yourself. You got to put that work in. So Jones Jr. did do that. His deadlines were on time. He was on time with his books. Never missed a deadline that I know of, but never. He took the time to draw, meet his quotas, meet his expectations, and finish and get his deadlines. And I'm sitting there, and a lot of people don't like John Jr. I understand that. I understand that from a point. But at the time, John Jr. was on, I believe, Superman at the time, and I thought Superman was not that great. But I was blown away about that story. I'm always blown away about that story. That his mom and dad could have handed him the keys to the car, but he worked for that. It worked for that thing. He worked very hard to get where he is today. And I give him all the credit in the world. He is great artist no matter how many people think he isn't. But he has that mentality built into him. Get your work done, and get your work done. Get it in on time. Meet your deadlines, and that's how he became such a huge artist as a day. And that's what I want to do with my channel. I want to meet my deadlines. I want to put out good content, if not great content, but I want to meet those deadlines. And if I can't meet those deadlines, I want to put up a sign that says, "Hey, there's not going to be video today. There's not going to be video tomorrow. There's not, because I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Life gets in the way." Well, I'm going to wrap things up here. I hope you enjoyed that little story. And maybe you see John Jr. in a different light. So, again, guys, have a good night. I'm going to listen to the rain a little bit. And, happy hunting out there, guys. DeaWolf, signing out.